How goes it? Kenn Bosak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And today I'm with my friend Tracy Leparulo from Untraceable. How goes it?
How goes it?
Goes well.
Awesome.
So we met in Toronto at the Futurist conference
Yes.
you kind of organized and put together. And right now we're here at the event in Toronto being organized by, what was the name of this event? The Blockchain Investment Summit.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a different tempo when it comes to conferences for sure. But I wanted to see what your take was on this event.
I think this event, it's interesting. It's interesting because it's a new audience for me. For being in Toronto, know a lot of people in the space, and I think there's a lot of international people that were here today.
Oh yeah, no,
which
there
is
was
really
so
cool.
much like the diversity and culture
Yeah.
and like world presence.
Yes.
Like it was really different for me as well. A lot of the companies here I didn't really know about because they're,
Exactly.
didn't get represented in other parts of the world.
Exactly.
So it was pretty cool to learn about new things and meet new people that had totally different perspectives.
That's what I liked about it. It was like new companies that I've never seen before.
Right.
Or instead of just the same recycle companies.
Yeah, I
sometimes.
know. It
Yeah.
does kind of feel like the same 12 booths everywhere.
yeah.
A little bit. So what did Untraceable, where did it come from? Because like these events were awesome. I love the Futurists. There's Loyalty Live coming up in Chicago, and I'll be there.
Yes.
I just want to know,
We're so
where did
excited to have you.
Untraceable blockchain conferences come from?
I know. Untraceable, well, before Untraceable, I used to run a company called Traceable, funny enough, where I did some events. And I did like the largest World Pride event. I used to do some festivals, used to dabble here and there. And I actually went to Kenya, and I started a microfinance program there. I started really getting interested in payments. And so I was really frustrated in how hard it was to send money back to Kenya, how I was fascinated by how they use M-Pesa there. And so they were more, in a lot of ways, using mobile banking than I was. And got really excited about Bitcoin, and then ran the first Bitcoin Expo in Canada.
Wow.
So we did it as a volunteer. I was in Toronto, a bunch of guys, we all got together, and we all looked around and said, hey, let's do a conference. And who wants to do it? And I volunteered. I was like, yeah, sure. I'll do the Bitcoin Expo, and then from there, it kind of catapulted me. So after that, attached to it was also the first Ethereum event, so an Ethereum hackathon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was pre-Ethereum launch.
You fell right down the rabbit hole.
Right
like,
down the
head
rabbit
first.
hole.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you got to learn about like the problems most third world citizens have with
Yeah.
banking, transferring, remittance, and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
like it was like almost like a privileged disadvantage because you were from a first world country, witnessing the problems of being unbanked firsthand.
Yeah.
So that's some of the things a lot of people that are privileged don't really get to see.
Yeah.
So like, oh, why do I need Bitcoin? Like, so I'm just curious.
Absolutely.
When people ask you like, oh, why Bitcoin? Why blockchain?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering like, what is your pitch for that?
Well, it's hard. Like when I got into this space, it was just Bitcoin. This blockchain wasn't really even talked about that much. All these other tokens, and so I got in with a group of people who were very social entrepreneurs, and about how do we make it an even playing field for everybody, and how do we make sure that there's not all these middlemen taking all these percentages off the top of everything. And so it's hard right now because it's such Bitcoin's so popular that it's hard to convince people to say it's faster. Where a long time ago, it's faster, it's quicker, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Which right now it's not really, which kind of sucks, but that's just because innovation will get to that point.
Right.
And so I think, sometimes I talk about Kenya, my experience in Africa, but sometimes I talk about homeless. You're homeless in Toronto, and you can't get a bank account because you don't have a home. But you can have a wallet and you can have an address.
Yeah, that's funny
so-
you say that though. Not funny in a ha-ha sense, but funny in a, that's weird because a lot of the homeless population have smartphones. Pretty much damn near all of them. In the States, we're in Canada, so I had to say in the States, Obama passed this initiative to get people, phones, and they called them Obama phones because they were like free phones, free monthly service, free everything. And they were smartphones, and anybody could get one. You could be homeless and have a smartphone. So they're just flooded in the U.S. Like there's smartphones everywhere.
Yeah.
So it is a lot easier and definitely more practical for somebody to just download an application and start using money.
Start using it, or at least having the ability to actually, if they wanted to, they could go get it. It was attainable. It's attainable to even have a paper wallet if you really needed to, right?
So after doing all these events and building up yourself as like this amazing conference organizer,
Thank you.
What are some of the projects that you've actually found by stumbling upon them? Because the Futurist conference had a lot of gems. It was diamonds in the diamonds in the diamonds in the rough.
Yeah,
so I'm
definitely.
just wondering, like, what have you stumbled upon that really caught your attention?
Oh my goodness. Ooh, there's so many good ones. I definitely think, just to play on what's coming up, is loyalty. I think loyalty is the
100%.
obvious one. It's I think more obvious than anything. Like it's in a lot of ways the original digital currency.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like
No,
think about
totally.
points and think about currency.
Yep.
I always say, hey, you don't even you would probably have 100 million crypto, you don't even know it. It's actually, your air miles and things like
exactly,
that.
Exactly. And
So
that stuff will be tokenized eventually.
it just makes sense.
Yep.
Like there's something like $5 billion worth of points not used every year. $2 billion even is in America alone. No, people aren't like. There's just the numbers are insane. I didn't realize how big the industry it is.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of ways, it's like a mega
I was at the
industry.
airport and I found out I could buy a cheeseburger with my air miles.
Yeah. Everything pretty
blew
much has
my
points.
mind.
Like where are we right now? Hilton has points. Jacket I'm wearing at Ritzy has points. Like pretty much everything you could think of has some type of loyalty around it.
And I just think of the cost of the infrastructure, the cost of the security, and the vulnerabilities that can be, game theoried.
Yeah.
How many people work at one of these centralized businesses that just keep printing, tokens for themselves?
Yeah. And so exactly. So I think the leader for sure is digital bits in that
Oh,
field,
no, that
without a
makes
doubt.
so much sense. I'm seeing the move towards it. I was in Boston at the Token Fest, and there was Into Win. I can't remember the name of the company behind it, but basically it was a way to play these games and earn coupons to stores in the mall.
Yeah.
So you walk up to this kiosk, you start earning these like royalty points, so you can take it to the Annie Ann's and get a pretzel.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, we're getting hit with ads left and right, but that's what this is all about, right? This is what it's all about, is monetizing your attention and gamifying it. And you're right.
For sure.
Like
I think
the rewards points.
I think digital bits for sure is a front runner on it.
Digital bits is really up running right now.
And
in
the
industry.
CEO, Albergio, he's like a really successful entrepreneur. He used to invent something called Interconnectivity 2.0, where he connected all the private internets, and so now he's doing similar thing with the loyalty space. And
that makes sense.
And he's built a whole blockchain out, and he built a tech. His team has been working for years, so it's
I'm excited for the future of being able to like trade you some Starbucks coupons or whatever, because like I want Dunkin' Donuts coupons or the rewards points or whatever. Like, why isn't it easier yet? It should be easier than this.
It's literally the most obvious digital currency.
It's the most inconvenient, honestly, because like you said, I have a stack of some that I'm probably never going to use.
I also think it's going to be what's going to take us now to the masses. So I've seen these groups get evolved in the community. They start with the libertarian, the anarchists, and it grew to the developers, and it grew to all these different pieces. And to get to the masses, I think loyalty is the way to go, because when you open up where are we right now, Hilton? We open Hilton Reward Miles.
Yep.
You don't even have to know it's on the blockchain. It's all on the back end.
Yeah, exactly.
And so people won't even know. And I think that's where blockchain is going in the future too, is that you almost don't even know it's
the people aren't going to care. It's the businesses that are really going to care where the tech is, because they're saving money, they're getting faster, and they're probably getting better, more accurate data from their customers, because a lot of the stuff that's being used by these third parties that they utilize forge the data to look good as providers, Oh, you have so many users in your loyalty program. Like, but I don't even have that many customers. It's like, because they forge it, But when you start to tokenize these things, the data doesn't lie. So you said Loyalty Live is in Chicago on the 17th and 18th?
Yes, of October.
Yes, I will be there. Yes, so you guys should come on out to Chicago.
Totally.
Let everybody know where they can find more information about like the Untraceable events and what you're up to.
Yeah, untraceableinc.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Untraceable Inc. or Tracy Leparulo. Or girl pink hair in crypto.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a real thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
It should be right now. It should be pink hair crypto.
Yeah, maybe we'll go get a hair dye after this.
Yeah, exactly. Hey guys, look, in the description box below, there's a link. Click the link, get a ticket, come hang out in Chicago at the Loyalty Live event, or just check it out in general and keep track of Untraceable and check out all the events Untraceable's doing. Futurist was amazing. You don't want to miss another one. I'm telling you, I will not be. I will be at every one of them, and I'll see you guys there. Pound the thumbs up button. Have a day.